The Vermont Agency of Education presents this module, an overview of continuous improvement. By the end of this module, viewers should have a general understanding of continuous improvement, including continuous improvement in Vermont schools. Be able to identify the major phases of continuous improvement, including actions and guiding questions essential to each, and have knowledge of resources available to support your team throughout the process. So what is continuous improvement? Well, let's break that term down a little bit. First of all, it's continuous, which means it's ongoing and it happens incrementally. It's not change that happens in one fell swoop, but through a clear and sustained process. And second, it's concerned with improvement. Not just general improvement or any old improvement, but growth towards specific data-supported goals for our schools and students. So there you have it. Continuous improvement is an ongoing process of growth towards specific goals. In Vermont, continuous improvement planning is expected yearly of all schools and at the LEA level, as described in the Education Quality Standards. This planning should be focused on meeting the expectations of the standards and addressing the data-supported needs of each school system or building based on the results of a comprehensive needs assessment. The Vermont system of continuous improvement is grounded in collective accountability at the state, local, and school level. This means that we all bear responsibility for planning, implementing, and supporting continuous improvement. If we work together, we will create the highest quality, most equitable learning environments possible for our students. To support schools and LEAs throughout continuous improvement planning, the Education Quality Assurance Team has created this essential document, the Education Quality and Continuous Improvement Framework. In regards to the planning and processes of continuous improvement, the first section of the framework provides a complete list of actions to be taken, guiding questions to steer efforts, and an extensive list of additional resources to support teams during each of the 4 phases. The slides that follow present a small sample of what is featured in the framework document, which should be a team's primary source of information throughout the continuous improvement planning process. The proposed process for continuous improvement in Vermont schools occurs in 4 phases. These 4 phases correspond to those of Vermont's Continuous Improvement Plan template. While LEAs and schools are not required to adopt the process for continuous improvement proposed by the Agency of Education, they are required to complete and submit the Vermont Continuous Improvement Plan template beginning with Phase 1 in spring of 2018. The first phase, Assess Needs and Innovate, includes steps for systematically determining the specific improvement needs of a school or LEA. This phase includes conducting a data-driven comprehensive needs assessment, writing specific measurable goals, and determining ideas for change that will lead to your desired outcomes. Some questions to guide this work are: what trends and issues do the data reveal? What specifically do we want to accomplish? What change can we make that will be an improvement? And how will we know that a change is actually an improvement? The second phase, Test and Pilot, involves rapid cycles of choosing and applying innovations on a small scale, then measuring their effectiveness and making decisions to sustain, alter, discontinue, or scale up these changes. Some questions to guide this work are: how will we carry out our change idea? What resources or learning are needed? What did the data reveal? Was our change an improvement? And what adjustments need to be made? The third phase, Implement and Spread, is concerned with bringing an effective small-scale change to a larger scale. This is accomplished through the same rapid cycles of improvement, but now with a focus on overcoming barriers to widespread implementation. Guiding questions for this phase are: do we have full system support for this change? Do we have the people and resources in place to implement the change? How will we provide training to ensure fidelity of implementation? And have we demonstrated that this change is actually an improvement on our new scale? The last phase, Sustain, involves planning and decision-making about how to turn positive improvements into long-term practice. Through disciplined inquiry system-wide, teams will manage changes, continuously assess programs, and allocate resources appropriately. questions to guide this work are how are we supporting and enabling communities of practice, inquiry, and ongoing professional learning? Is the current allocation of resources and budget appropriate for the vision? What guidelines and timelines are needed to achieve our goals? And are we continuously improving and aligning the changes within the system? As before, the actions described and the guiding questions presented in these slides are a small sample of what's available to teams in the Education Quality and Continuous Improvement Framework document. This document also includes an extensive list of resources to support each phase of planning. As mentioned earlier, all schools and LEAs in Vermont are expected to submit continuous improvement plans to the Vermont AOE each year. Leading up to the 2018-2019 school year, plans will be due in spring of 2018 and need only include Phase 1, Assess Needs and Innovate. Continuous improvement planning should begin at the LEA level, with individual school plans reflecting the data-supported goals of the supervisory union or school district, while also representing the unique needs of each building. While the Agency of Education does not mandate specific processes for continuous improvement planning, all plans must be submitted on the Vermont Continuous Improvement Plan template. The required components of this template will help the steer teams in designing their processes. The Education Quality Assurance team has created an optional, comprehensive needs assessment toolkit to assist LEA and school teams in completing Phase 1. This document, along with the required template and the Education Quality and Continuous Improvement Framework, can be found on the Education Quality Assurance team page of the Vermont Agency of Education website. To find our team page, which contains general information, the Education Quality and Continuous Improvement Framework, and links to additional resources and training modules, follow these steps. First, go to the Vermont Agency of Education homepage, education.vermont.gov. Then, click on the Vermont Schools link located in the left-hand sidebar. And finally, click on Education Quality under Vermont Schools. To recap, continuous improvement is a process of ongoing growth towards specific goals. All Vermont schools and school systems are required to submit yearly continuous improvement plans to meet the expectations of the education quality standards and achieve goals based on individual needs, with the work of schools aligned to that of the LEAs. Phase 1, Assess Needs and Innovate, will be submitted by all school systems, then schools, in spring of 2018, using the Vermont AOE's Continuous Improvement Plan template. This template, the Education Quality and Continuous Improvement Framework, the Comprehensive Needs Assessment Toolkit, and other resources can be found on our team page, and please reach out for additional support using our team mailbox. Thanks, and have a great year.